find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and
What up, no? The number one seed. That's right. We got it. And this is for all those Packer fans that talked all that shit all week. Skull. It's like staying score. But with a cock in your mouth because we skull fucked you. Let's have some fun.
Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
Show us here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out New Cat Bodies by Jeremy Jones.
That's right. They got skull fucked in Detroit last night. Yeah. Defend the Dren. What did I say about Alex Anzalone coming back and how big it would be for this defense Friday? Did I not tell everybody? I said, watch. Our red zone defense will improve dramatically. They won't score like that. I did expect them to score. Yeah, he got exactly what he needed. He needed his 34 yards. He got his 34 yards. This was what we watched a lot of. Oh, was it worth every penny, Fred? Was it worth every penny? I bet it was. Especially when you sent me this picture. It helps when the up front. Did you see how much pressure we had on Darnold? And this comes in also courtesy of Fred. This was when the game took over. Yes, yes, Joseph, it is sweet. Hey, you know what? Because he's right. Oh, he was too. AG. The best part about seeing AG is this is the whole second half. This is what he was. Just chill, just sitting there, going, "Yep, we're winning this bitch." It was worth every cent. Oh, it's great. And we got to see this guy kick another field goal while Chad Ryland looked like, or Will Reichard looked like Shankopotamus. AG was chilling for an entire half. He was like, "Okay, this is what we're going to do. If they do this, this, and this, go do it, boys," and walked away. Now let's get into the tail of the tape because it wasn't as close as it sounded. I mean, it's 31-9 close. Well, guess what? Okay. The last 31 times it's happened, Bill T, the team that sweeps wins 26 out of 31 times. The last time it happened was as soon as 2020 when Philly swept New York Giants. So it has happened very recently. Yeah, I know they're that pricey. I can't afford to go to a playoff game. Yeah, my co-MVPs on defense was Anzalone and Amik Roberson, 100%. My offensive MVP, it was the only one to score a touchdown. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. Goff did good, but Gibbs was the MVP. But let's get into this. Total yards. Minnesota, 262. Lions, 394. No, you weren't far off, Jim Jackson. 142 passing yards, 216 passing yards. 120 rushing yards total for their team, 178 for ours. 4.2 yards per play, 6.0 yards per play. 14 first downs for them, 24 for us. They were 3 of 13 on third down. We were 5 of 12. They were 0 for 3 going for it on 14. We were 2 for 4. They had 62 total offensive plays. We had 66. They punted 3 times. We punted twice. So Jack Fox actually got to do his job other than hold the field goal. That's across the league. Was Hockenson wearing a black 34 jersey? AA locked him down. David Montgomery is the guy that does better in the tough yardage situations. He's been working with Gibbs to get him better at that. And you're right. I Hey, and we got that. PC, yes, I was right about the 30-point game, just not 31-9. I know we got it in Gibbs. Interceptions thrown, we threw 2, but it didn't matter. You know why? Time of possession. We had the ball for 36 million minutes and 12 seconds in 23:48. Yeah, I'm waiting for Sarah to pop in. She hasn't shown up yet. She popped in here last week. Yes, Pat Rothwell. I almost started screaming. I was so happy. Victory Monday. Be Strilla to Thrilla. Yes. It it started out as a slugfest. It was what, 9-10 at the half? I know. It was funny. Hey, we all were way off. Brent, Brian, everybody. Sarah lost to a Dollar General defense. That is what she said, wasn't it? Yeah, I love the Lions fan Skull chant at the end of the game. Hey, I figured out what skull is, guys. Read it. It's like saying score, but with a cock in your mouth. Makes this fit all the better. For every single one of them Minnesota fans that came in here and talked so much shit, where are you now? Yeah. No, they were 3 for 10 because they got 3 field goals. Yeah, Chris Collinsworth is horrible. This, he goes, that's hilarious. Viking fans are looking ones. Yeah, where he at? But Buddy Conquito and Corey, this is for you. Yeah, that guy's a. I was worried about Gibbs after that. Rams will end the Viking season next week. Honolulu flu. Darnold finally cracked under pressure. Fred goes, I shared that pick with you and just about every Lions fan around me. And how about this guy finally getting another win after 12 weeks? They beat the Packers. We've had Packer fans in here every week saying the Packers can beat the Lions and the Vikings after they got swept. You can't even beat the fucking Bears. You can't even beat the Bears. Sit down, coaches. We all trolled the Bears because this is what Carl at Barstool Sports, the Bears fan, said. They aren't that far away. They need a new owner, new president, new GM, new coach, new stadium, at least 3 offensive linemen, a new OC, new DC. Caleb Williams gets better. Lions fall off, Vikings fall off, and the Packers change the division. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. We did. We did joke about that, PC. Just you and I sitting here bullshitting while you were warming up before you went back to work. We literally said, "What if it's a 40-0 game?" I wish we'd have had that conversation on the air now, because how brilliantly intelligent would we look? So here's the crazy. Here's the crazy, 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 crazy thing about it. I nailed the division to a T. 18, 19. No, we did our review 20 weeks ago. I nailed this division to a T. And when it comes to the fourth down, yeah, you did. You got the 31 points right. I'll give you that. You were only off by 20 on their total. Now that was villain ball. Yes, we skull fucked them, DC. And it may not be the divisional realm, but by the conference championship, I guarantee you that Hutchinson is back. Because that's what the doctor said. I mean, even though he's running, I said that increases the odds of him being back by the divisional round. but the way he was pacing back and forth, watching the defense cheering him on, did that not excite you to see that? That he was actually down at the sideline? David Montgomery walking around with no noticeable limp, walking up to Jahmyr Gibbs after he got rocked by Alex Van Ginkel. The defense took that game personally. Yeah, yeah. The offsides jump to the end was that was that was great. But the one thing that I want to say, the Legion of Whom defense stepped up. Who was it this time that got the big one? Al-Qadim Muhammad. What did I say? That guy just he'll disappear a couple games and boom, he has another good one. But 9-10 at the half. Sonia Peterson, thank you. Thank you. That's the legalese Panther fan right there. Yes. Yeah, I've never seen the loser formation. And just think, and we got a couple guys we can get back now because we're in the playoffs and that whole IR clock reset. Miami being knocked out. These damn opposition fans gonna learn. Yes, they got into loser formation. 100%. Panay said it best. The real ones know we're going to find a way. At the end of the day, you want to keep questioning? Go ahead and jump and hop off. I love the fact he said that. What the hell was the Vikings thinking with the whole team jump besides the center penalty? I don't know. Fuck. But here's your playoff picture. This is what it looks like. So, whatever the lowest seed that comes out of those four, you notice how it doesn't have lines going across. The lowest seed that wins is who faces us. There's a chance it's the Rams, guys. Oh, let me read that all the way through because I couldn't see part of it. Oh, that's great. I just looked back to the future to Sports Almanac and said something about the Vikings getting curb stomped in LA next weekend. Oh, so they fired an OC. Well, their offense did fall apart towards the end. When DC said, "We'll see you in a couple of weeks," O'Connell was going, "Oh God." Ken DeBeer fan, congrats Lions fans on back-to-back divisional championships. Thank you, Ken. And Amik was the best free agent signing. In Harpazo, it wasn't as close as the score was. Well, who the fuck's fault was that? At the end, it's a W. The Rams are actually playing really good ball right now. They sat half their starters. That's why Seahawks beat them. They wanted to be rested. So week 18 was their bye week, basically. But it ended up costing them a seed in the playoffs because they had the edge over Tampa, but Tampa wins another game and goes ahead of them. I think they'd have been better off with the Commanders coming to town. I think it's going to be a slobber knocker. But the last time that the Lions beat the Vikings, they went west to play the Rams and fell apart. Rams going to end the Viking season. It's looking that way. Thank you, Broski Bear, for acknowledging it. You guys need O-line. And I'm sorry, I don't care who your GM is. Your first 3 picks should be O-line or trade back and get more O-line. I think your team is closer than everybody else here does. You guys showed some fight. I think you lost all 5 of your divisional games by a total of 23 points. J.I. Hey, J.B. Go Lions. Oh, what it must be like to be a Packers fan. Yeah. I want to know. What's it like to lose to this guy? Because we wouldn't know. We didn't. I think we played exactly the game we wanted to. I'm not even trying to talk shit right now. Man, what if the Vikings and the Packers fall flat on their face in the playoffs? It could happen. The O-line is the unsung hero here. They only allowed 2 sacks. And for the most part, Goff wasn't as pressured as he has been in the past versus Minnesota in the last game. Isn't it funny that our offensive weapon in Jahmyr Gibbs? Stop it. There she goes. There she goes again. I know Kitty Ken was deep in the bottle last night after that loss. And that is the state of the division. The Lions are still on the tree and everybody else has cut the fuck off. Back to back, guys. How great is that? Oh, I know, Kevin. I said maybe 25 snaps tops. He played 42. He played 42 defensive snaps. He was only off the field for 20 of their offensive snaps. Did anybody notice who that was? Kevin Zietler had cramps. He's fine. Terrion Arnold had a negative foot x-ray. It's a problem with his foot. He strained something. He should be back in 2 weeks. So we're going to be fine. This week off is going to help them a lot. Right, as much shit as I give the Vikings, they have to travel to LA at 14-3. I'm the only podcaster that I know of, whether it was a Viking fan, whether it was a Packer fan, whether it was a Bears fan, that said Minnesota might be second place in contending for the division with us before the season started. So that's the best news that we got. But let's look at Jahmyr Gibbs' day. Let's look at Jahmyr Gibbs' day. It's important. Jahmyr Gibbs on the ground had 23 carries for 139 yards and 3 touchdowns. Fuck yes. Arnold proved his draft selection last night. Because what happened as soon as ABV got in there? Yep. Arnold said he'd play in his own live, that he'd be in the divisional game. But they already had a negative thing. But I know that the Bears have already requested an interview with both coaches. And the Jets have requested an interview with Aaron Glenn. Rumor is the Saints are going to ask Aaron Glenn. But the team has to agree to let him do it. And I think they will because they respect him. But I 100% believe I 100% believe I just I can't even put it into words. This is the best team we've ever seen. Look at everything we've gone through and we still win. We get told, oh, our defense is healthy. You won't be able to beat us. What did we do? I 100% believe both coordinators are going to turn down all interviews right now. And they're going to do it respectfully. Hey, I appreciate the fact you're investing time in trying to contact me, but I'm in the middle of a Super Bowl run. Sit down, coaches. Go back to your couch. Both of them in their basements. I don't think they're going to take an interview until the end of the season after the Super Bowl or whenever that is. I'm saying Super Bowl because that's the goal. We got 2 more wins to get before we get to our goal to be able to play for the Lombardi. Does anybody disagree with that statement? Anyone? Just one time. (3,897 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Would you take this QB if you are a struggling team? They should. If I was Ben Johnson, why would you want a head coaching job and him to move his family? 100%. I've said all along, I think Rodgers, if he doesn't retire, he goes to San Francisco. The way Brock Purdy has played and couldn't play the last game because he's hurt. Hell, look at Antonio Pierce. He was fired before they got done celebrating the win in Foxborough yesterday. PC. That's like telling your mom your laundry to do your laundry before you phone a girl hiding in the closet. I'm busy, mom. I'll talk later. It's an organizational problem with the Bears, top to bottom. Uh, you know what? He looks tired at the end of every last game of the year that they. Oh, oh yeah, I mean, Gerard Mayo. Sorry. I understand, Bill T, and that's basically where I'm going. I don't think they take any of those interviews right now. Maybe AG does because he's had so much shit from fans over the past 3 years. I can honestly say we finally have a corner improving before our eyes in the same season in Terrion Arnold. You look at the way his first 5 games went and the way the rest of the season has gone. Terrion Arnold had a hell of a year. Right, I said the same thing. If I was the GM of the Bears, I would trade back from that top 10 position or wherever they're at, or even top 15. Get as many picks as I can, and I might redraft my entire O line because that's all that team needs. They don't need to bring Keenan in. Ralph Williams, AG to the Jets or New Orleans. I'd say the best bet would be New Orleans. I'm telling you, if the Bears get an O line, they're going to be a scary team. I know, Ralph. They rolled them. Exactly, Brian. Brian, that's what I'm saying. So either A, and I don't see it happen, Lions get knocked out of the playoffs, or B, after the Super Bowl. I understand that, but at the same time, if you listen to the coach speak, oh, 100%. But you did start. It is not serious at all. The X-rays were negative, and we get this entire week off. And he says he'll be back at the divisional round for Terrion Arnold. Broski Bear, I agree, JB. Bears need four starting offensive linemen. They also need 2 starting D linemen. Yeah, the comments are fucking crazy this morning, Leonard. It's great. It's so good to see the Cardinal No Thumbs Leonard. Let's fucking go, JB. Back to back NFC North champs. Ditto, Brent. I hope we keep both AG and Ben. Oh, I want to keep them. I'm saying that. We are now the kings of the North. They can't say it. We are not. We swept the entire fucking division. Skull. It's like saying score, but with a cock in your mouth. There it is. Boom. Thank you, broski. That's great news. Yeah, I'm on the ABV train. Anybody but Vilder. But we did get the bad news about CD3. We might be able to do a show tonight, Fred. Leonard, are you up for a show around 9 p.m.? I talked to him. I've been talking to him. There's no excuses. They said we played like shit. Oh, I'm going to bring Kyle DeBosch on. A Green Bay Packer fan wants to come on. When is Valhalla Hour on? I don't know. So Kyle DeBosch, the message. When is Valhalla? I don't know. Packers tried to be the Lions and just got wrecked and injured. Yeah, Brown Bay Fudge Packers. I want. I I know she's crying because the Dollar General defense beat her team. They probably canceled Valhalla Hour. Too many burning rash to do a podcast. They're still recovering from this. The Kings of the North beatdown of the Vikings. Oh, B wants to join. Yes, I love B. B's awesome. Come on in, B. Yeah, sorry. Where you at, Sarah? Sorry for your loss. Your debt, thanks, but JB is legit. We talk often. I'm waiting for the Vikings fans that said they wanted to come get some. KOC probably wins Coach of the Year just because. And see, KOC gets it because of that. That's stupid. Then Dan Campbell should have won it last year when everybody said. Kevin's there in Germany. Broski is in All Point South. I think it's going to be Josh Allen. I think they're going to give it to him because he has the better record and they clinched their division a long time ago. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's see who we got. It's B. Strilla de Thrilla. What's up?
Victory Monday. That's what's up.
What the fuck? Yeah. 31-9? You were only off by 20 points, sir.
22, really, to be exactly, because I said, like, well, 2019, yeah, because I said 31 to 28.
Yeah, yeah. Just 20. Just 20. It's okay.
Yeah.
I was off by 30.
It'll be all right.
Total. I was off by 30 total.
Yeah. I know one thing I wasn't off. We won.
Yeah.
That's all that counts.
And us doing the skull chant, we wanted to be like them, but we left the cocks out of our mouth.
That stuff was so
Zietler
hilarious.
had cramps. He just ended up having to go in the back and get a IV put in. Terrion Arnold, he has a very minor foot injury. He's just going to rest it this week, and he'll be back for the divisional round. Amik did such a good job on Justin Jefferson. And
Amik was amazing.
Terrion Arnold was shutting down Joshua Addison. Or Jordan Addison.
Yeah, Addison was no factor in that game. And let me tell you, I told you, Hawkinson was going to be a key to that game, and they pretty much shut down Hawkinson,
Tim
too.
Damos, evidently you didn't pay attention. We won last year, too, jackass. That's 2 years in a row. No, JB, they swallowed. Or actually, that's the way it goes.
What's up, J.I.?
We think it's going to be high scoring, and it's not. When we think it's low scoring, it's high scoring. Yeah, I know. We said that about the Bills game, and Vikings fans said that they weren't going to let us score 30 points again. They lied. We knew it was going to be 30 points for the Lions. We said we never went less than that.
You can't stop that offense. I keep trying to tell people you cannot stop that offense. I don't care how good a defense you try to play, you're not stopping that offense. It's not happening.
21, we won by 22. They only got 9 points.
Mm-hmm. And it's like they said, somebody said about the Lions offense. If they find a way to shut one part of your offense down, there's the other part of the offense that'll get you. They got so many weapons they can beat you with. Goff did not have a very good day. Let's not pity pat around it. He didn't have a great day, but that's what Gibbs is there for.
All I know is that this was the play that changed the game, and it was the first drive that we scored in the third quarter. Listen to the rumble of that stadium when we scored. That was courtesy of Fruity Fred Peterson, as Dan Leonard likes to call him.
Yeah, you know a good thing about Gibbs too in this game. Gibbs showed me a lot in this game. When he took that hit, that one hit, oh my God, he got flattened. Yeah, Van Ginkel flattened him. What up, Fred? Yeah, he flattened him. I wanted to see how he recovered from that because that, players don't, once they get hit like that, they kind of have that in the back of their mind.
I was wrong.
But Gibbs came in there.
Breaking news. Ben Johnson has accepted interviews with both the Bears and New England Patriots today.
Oh.
But I also have the news on Christian Watson, and it's not good for Packer fans. He has torn his ACL.
Oh, he's gone. That's it for him. That dude's always injured.
Yeah, but they say the same thing about Jameson Williams.
But he's not always injured.
I know.
He got problems.
he just got issues. He just got issues.
Yeah, he's got issues.
Yes, and seeing Gibbs go on the sideline and that they were talking to him in the tent, and when he came out, the first person that greeted him was David Montgomery. Did you guys notice that?
Mm-hmm.
And literally all David Montgomery did was put his arm around him and goes, "You good, bro?" He goes, "Yeah, I just need a minute." I'd need a minute.
Yeah, he was
I'd need a minute after getting hit like that too.
Right.
He
got plastered.
It doesn't say he's taking the job. He's taking the interview from both teams. And it's during this week off. And if that's what he wants to do on his week off, that means the Lions said, "Hey, if you guys want to do this, go ahead. We're not going to stop you. All we're going to ask is that," and they can't, is you can't sign with them till after the season's over. So in other words, there'll be no signing news about it. Okay, Tim, now you're just being a cocksucker yourself. Get salty because y'all lost. Every team in the North lost. Which one are you, a Vikings fan or a Packer fan? Because I can't tell. You're acting like you're 1-5 in the division.
Or Bears fan because we swept all of you.
Oh, say what you want. Goff didn't throw the ball high enough for that screen pass to get over the guy. And it was tipped. It was tipped. It's a great defensive play. So it's a little on both. The one deep ball down the field, it looked like J-Mo quit on the route. He was looking like he was going to break right by him, and he stopped. He stopped running so hard. Henry Gray, I was ready to fight Van Ginkel after that hit.
I know that's right. You be hitting my running back like that, damn it. The hell's wrong with you?
And great job in the first half. I got to say it. You guys did great. It was a close game coming out of the half. It was 9-10.
Yeah, that defense frustrated. It did frustrate, and I think a lot of the fact that they were playing deep in their zone a lot of times, the Lions were. That's what affected Goff a lot too. When you're starting drives on your own 2 yard line, that's not a good thing. So they did win field position in that first half, but then it just got out of hand. So
all I know is AG looked like this the entire second half. Every time they shot at him, he was sitting on a different spot on the bench.
Right.
Just like this. He goes, "Y'all go play, boys. Y'all got this. I ain't even calling shit. You got it."
He's got that. He's got that Biggie Smalls look on him like, if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, 6-0 there, Will Vogt. We ain't 6-9. And it was a miscommunication thing. I don't blame Goff on throwing that deep ball. It's a Hail Mary type of shot on third down. You try to take that shot, especially when you're sitting. What was it? Didn't we just get a penalty on 2nd and 6 and was 3rd and 11?
Yeah, and we were on. That was another possession where we were on our own 2 or 3 yard line. I mean, that's a punt.
Welcome in, Kyle DeBosch. Hey, Packers fans.
Yes.
What's up, Kyle?
What's good, man? Congratulations for you guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations. It's a nice feeling to win, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. You can't say that it's a fluke now.
No, the Lions are a good team, man. They're a good team.
Tim, it's 100% because of the guy that I showed the picture of right here. AG and his staff has coached this defense up, allowing everybody says this Dollar General defense be coached up enough to play when there's guys out. But in all actuality, once Anzalone was playing, it technically was only 4 starters out on defense. We lost our 5th starter in the game in Terrion Arnold.
Right.
So let's not sugarcoat. It wasn't as bad as it's all made out to be, because most of the players that were hurt out of those 13, 8 of them were backups or 3rd and 4th stringers that didn't matter. Everybody says, "Oh, this, and this."
Oh yeah, like
It
four
was 4
starters out.
out. That was, you can't say Marcus Davenport because we
Mhm.
replaced him by trading for Zadarius Smith, right?
Yeah, I
So
mean, yeah,
Aiden
that's a
Hutchinson,
good point. He's
Aleem
gone
McNeil,
anyway.
CD3, and
3
Derek
really, yeah.
Barnes. Derek Barnes, though, wasn't always a starter.
Mhm.
One game he'd start, one game he wouldn't. It depended if we wanted to go with 5 defensive backs or if we wanted to go with 3 linebackers in that 4-2-5.
Well, I go by depth chart. Depth chart had him as a starter. Whether they changed him in or out intermediately, he's still considered a starter. So
Right.
yeah,
So
I
yeah,
count him. But yeah, you can interchange Smith for Dum Dum
right.
because he's gone anyway.
I got a Lions fan that made me a
Flash.
$10 bet that we're going to re-sign Davenport to a $13 million deal.
Get the hell out of
That's what
here!
I
For
said.
what?
I said we got Marcus Davenport for next year and a team option for the year after that. What do we need him for? And he's 2 years younger. Do you agree with that, Kyle?
This is
I think you go with Davenport. Why wouldn't you?
Davenport's not on the under contract next year. Zadarius Smith is.
So you want to keep Z Smith?
Yes.
I
He's,
I I
yep.
I don't think that's a bad move.
I
I
think
mean,
he's actually done more in the
I
less
think I
amount of
think
games.
I think Z Smith is playing well for his age right now. You know, he's getting a little older. He's been through a couple teams,
Yep.
but I think this year he's playing pretty well for his age,
Uh,
and he's
Bill
making plays.
Bill T wants to know what it's like knowing this guy beat your team.
All right, look at it. Look, let's talk about this for 1 second. He beat my ass. All right, fine. My defense put him in the position to kick a field goal on that fucking. I mean, excuse my language, but on that
What
horse
No, we
collar.
got you.
If we
you're
wouldn't have done that horse collar on a
Yeah.
20,
Well, that
15-yard penalty, he wouldn't have been in that field goal range.
thank
that and the fact
So
that defense let that whole play open up at the
after
end.
the after the
That
game,
was I don't know what the hell was
right
called
after
there.
after the game, LaFleur got in Egbar's face in the locker room and says, "We can't be having this."
right,
That potentially cost us the game right there.
right.
But our defense didn't make a stop, and we needed to stop for them to be in field goal range to get the game winner anyway. But
I
we
didn't
also didn't control the clock. So
right.
I mean, there's a lot of factors in this loss of what happened. But the
And
Bears actually yesterday played very well.
yep. And also I noticed that in that last play for them to get into field goal range, you guys were in the softest zone that I've ever seen. It was even softer than Joe Barry's.
You know,
What the fuck was up with that?
That's what I was just saying. Yeah,
Dude,
they
there's
had
a lot.
nobody in the
I
middle
ain't
of the
gonna lie
field.
to you,
I
man.
was
There's
like,
a
what
lot of
the
questions
hell?
that I have for us. You
And
know, Watson's probably done as a
oh,
Packer.
it's a torn
Well,
ACL.
yeah, but he ain't coming back next year. I don't think.
Right, but
So
this is
this
his
is
year
where we were
3,
just
right?
talking on the other show that now we're looking at the draft. What do the Packers do? I want the Packers to go get the best receiver available for this next draft
And that wouldn't be a
because we know Goody's not good in the first and second rounds anyway. So go grab a receiver that's at least promising to do something.
okay.
I want
He's shorter. He's fast. He did a lot for this team. And I'm going to say a name, and I think it could be the pick for you guys in that mid to late first round.
right,
Xavier Restrepo out of Miami.
right. I'll tell you at the rate yesterday when Malik Heath is my best receiver, we're in trouble. Because he was the only guy that wasn't dropping passes yesterday.
Smith is under
And
contract next year, Moonstar Blade. Yes, and he's cheap. We don't have to even restructure him because he's
Mm-hmm.
still getting his guaranteed money out of that contract from the Browns.
From
That's just
Cleveland.
what it costs us to
Mm-hmm.
keep him on the roster. And
right,
if we pick up the team option in year 3, it's only $3 million more dollars. For the
right.
same amount of money you'd have to sign Marcus Davenport for 1 year, you have Z Smith for the rest of this year, all of next year, and then can pick up the option for the year after that if he's still producing well.
I would definitely keep
We'll
him.
take it. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I gotta say that though the Vikings yesterday. I mean, they're trying to dog walk us because we lost to the Bears. Well, the Vikings put up 9 points.
yeah, nobody else did that versus the Lions this year.
9 points, and you're gonna bark at me because I lost to the Bears. Sam Darnold's back to earth.
You know, I do something every time we win on Victory Monday. B's watched it, but he's never been here when I've done it. I sing the fight song.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Nah, the whole North is fun to watch. I don't care who's playing.
Yeah, it is. It's a dogfight every game
It's
usually.
fun. Next year is going to be even better, I think, because I think the Bears will be a little bit better. They'll have a few more draft picks to help build that offensive line.
Mhm.
Okay, but you say that, but Carl from Barstool Sports, the Chicago fan, says this. Read it, Kyle.
New owner, president, GM, coach, stadium.
Keep going.
Three offensive linemen, new OC, new DC. Kale Williams gets better. Lions fall off. Yeah, well, Lions and Vikings falling off, and the Packers change divisions. Yeah, that's really gonna help. That's really gonna help.
It's the funniest troll I've ever seen, and it
Yeah.
came from one of their own pockets. Yeah, the Legion of Whom defense only let the Vikings score 9 points. And Kyle, you were in the chat a couple of times. You watched all those Vikings guys come in here and say our defense is going to trounce you guys. We're healthy and
Dude,
you're
they've been
not.
saying that the last 2 years when we played them.
Well,
And this year,
to
this
be
year,
fair, this year they had your number.
yeah. Well, everybody did basically. We just could not see.
I wasn't trying to be that
My
mean.
thing is with Green Bay, and I've been saying it since week one. We never play 4 quarters of football. We play 2 or 1.5. And when we play 1.5 quarters, we put up 20 points in a quarter.
Did you see my question in the North Huddle group today?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a
I
chance
said,
to.
so I wonder if the Vikings administration is going to ask for $1 million refund since their team only tried for a half.
Right. No, I'm calling it like it is, man. I think the Packers need to look at a really good offensive coordinator because this what we're doing is not the answer.
Well, LaFleur is your offensive coordinator, and I think
Oh,
that's
right, but he should be head coaching, not throwing. It's
right.
too much for him.
I
It's
think
too
it is.
much for him.
We've seen it because he had Rodgers.
I think Love's. Hey, I'm going to answer this question. I think Love's okay. They're going to do a little more. From what I heard this morning, they're going to do a little more testing on him. But at least when he went in the locker room, he was moving around, and he was trying to at least get it warmed up.
Right.
And he still had the football, trying to grip it and stuff. I think Love's going to be okay, but I think Watson's done. And yeah,
Yeah, Watson's
that
yeah.
I mean, I was surprised he was walking on it, but from what the team doctor said when he went into the locker room after, is he probably shouldn't have been walking on it.
And the home crowd trolling the Vikings with their skull chant was priceless. It was.
Yeah.
But here, as I sing it, we're going to put this up because that's funnier.
Oh man.
And away we go, forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when
This
the
is
blue
great.
and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rah, 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 go hard win this game. With honor you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a
Oh
Lions
man.
victory. Go
Go
Lions!
Lions!
That's hilarious.
You like that one, Kyle?
I actually really
I
do.
can't
It's
find. I
great.
can't find. I can't find none of these Vikings fans that were talking all these shit. I've
I
been
know.
searching
In the
and
Zone
searching and
podcast
searching, and
ain't
they just
here.
like disappeared.
Minneapolis, Minnesota
But
ain't
I'm
here.
gonna tell you this. For all these Packer fans that I'm in all these chats or all
Just
these
a second.
groups with that are asking for Malik Willis to
So,
start, you can shut that shit down right now.
so Bill
He's not a starter.
Yeah.
says to Kyle, at least
Nope.
your entire offensive line, but the center didn't jump off sides like the Vikings did last night.
That's great. That, that's awesome.
Hey,
But
how many times have you seen the losing quarterback take the losing formation to run out the clock? That's the first time I've ever seen that. We're just gonna kneel. Fuck it. We're done.
Yeah, as they scored that second touchdown, I said they were
The
going
only
to,
the only
the 24.
Vikings fan I'm gonna give credit to right now is the one that's been in the chat. He talked his shit, but he came in with legit comments after. That's Tim Darnold. Thank
right,
you. You're a stand up guy for coming in and
right.
doing what you should do.
Yeah,
Congratulating the
that's
team on the
awesome.
win. You know, and I've had Packer fans other than fucking John Dorn come in and congratulate us because John Dorn's just a hateful ass.
Right.
John Doe can be a dick.
Exactly. But
It is. It is
Thank you.
great. You know, I kind of look as the last few months. I kind of look at outside the window with fans. You know, we're all cheering for different teams, but we can all get along and have fun together. You know, that's
right,
what it's all about.
you
You know,
don't have to be a douche
even
all
when
the time.
right, even when I go to almost every home game at Lambeau, I want fans there. I want different fan bases to come enjoy this place. I don't need to have it all every game. I want other people to enjoy it that don't have a chance to. You know, that's what it's all about. You bring all the
Mhm.
fans together and you play it. You watch a great game together. Whether the outcome is good or bad, who cares? You know, enjoy the game. Just have fun.
Mhm.
Root for the team. And that's to me,
Hey,
that's the best part of it all.
Michael, yes, I know you sent a congrats, and it's still fuck the Lions, though. Thank you, Mike Marsh. You were a good fan. You congratulated us last time. And Dwayne Keith says John Dorn's a crybaby. No, he's just an asshole. Get it right. He ain't a crybaby. He's just an asshole.
Yeah.
He refuses to give credit where credit's due.
Mhm.
He'll say something and dog walk it back the next season. Well, if the
Yeah.
Lions beat us at home, I won't say
Well,
it's the same old Lions.
That's John Doran's personality too. I've
Right.
known him for a long time, but that's just the way he is. We're not all like that.
I know, Kyle. You and I have talked all
Yeah.
year, and
Hey,
once
Oh
you
yeah.
realized that
hey.
I was a legit guy and not a shit talker
Oh
when it
yeah.
came to the stats. I mean, I didn't mind shit talking about the team, but I never shit
Right.
talked you or put
Right.
the fan base down.
No. No.
So, and every time, whether it was a win or loss, I went to everybody and said "good game" in the chats. Did I not?
Right. Right. No. All the time. Yeah. And them are the
Yeah,
people. Them are the people
Kyle, we
that I
got.
enjoy talking sports with. You know, being on a live stream with. You know, that's the fun. That's the fun part of it all.
So,
Yeah, we got Lions fans
oh
for
yeah,
fucking days too. So I
To be
mean,
honest with you,
it's
every fan base has them.
and I put them in
Right.
check too
I
with the
mean, I
dumb
still
stuff
got
that they
people
say.
asking for Malik Willis to start quarterback for us.
but if Carl from
That's just
Barstool Sports is
insane.
right, this is the Bears' future.
Oh man.
They'll be coming back from the dead when they have a winning record. But kudos to them.
Josh
Ben
Jacobs has
Johnson,
signed a long, I think it's a 4 year extension or a contract with us. He'll be here for a
yeah,
long time.
yeah. He's
But
yes, he will.
as far as him being in Green Bay, man, he's a he's a workhorse, man. Aaron
um,
Jones could never be. You know, Jones is good, but he can't handle a full workload without being hurt like Jacobs. Jacobs can carry the ball 30 times and still be fine.
but Mike Marsh, we
Mike,
only
that's
lost by 4 points to the Bucks. You guys lost by 10 the first time. What'd you lose by the second time?
2.
Okay, so 12 points you lost by.
Yeah, we
Then
can
again,
do.
I might be exaggerating. And Broski Bear, thank you, brother. Even Broski with the Moski admits the Lions are the kings of the North.
Yeah.
It, you know, he talked this shit before the game last week. Was being a dick, saying you guys are going to get rolled by the Vikings. And right with the 20 touchdowns, you can't say Gibbs isn't the best running back in the North right now.
I think the whole North, outside the Bears, have really good running backs.
You're right.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bears could change that all around in the next draft and go grab one of the good or the new upcoming backs. You know, they might
Maybe.
be that might be one of the pieces. I mean, Swift is good, but he's also getting older too.
So
So
look, I'm gonna. We
maybe they
don't.
bring in they draft another running back to kind of learn behind him and then share carries, and it might help the health part of the Bears offense throughout the season.
The gun guy, LOL, Vikings fans, where you at? Real quick, I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, and then we're going to stay on late because there's nothing following us, so we can stay on a minute and talk football. Brandon Service at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road.
I don't
In,
like our chance. I'm going to
in,
answer this question here.
let me finish the answer. In Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check us out. Used tires starting at $45 and up, depending on size and condition. If you need new tires, they are delivered within 1 to 2 business days. Call 810-233-8230 to get your quote. Talk to George or Red. Mention this ad to get $25 off a set of new tires, $10 off a set of used tires.
Is that van? Hey, is that
Van not
van for
included.
sale though?
Yeah, it probably is. It comes with a free wine sign and 2 boxes of Franzia.
Oh man,
That's what I said. Van not included.
that's awesome. But
Because that's not, it's a maroon van, so it has to be wine. It can't be candy, and it's
right.
Cougar Troller. You go to the
Red
jogging
wine.
parks and you
Red
troll
wine.
with the free wine sign out.
A nice burgundy.
Oh yeah, it'd be red. Okay,
Go
go
ahead and
ahead.
answer that
Packers
question then.
chances against Philly.
Kyle.
Our chances against Philly is probably not the best, but in the first game of the season we held in by 4 points. So I'm not. I don't. We're this offense needs to get going like right now if we have a chance. Uh, Besides Jacobs, I don't have any other playmakers doing anything right now. I mean, nobody's catching the ball. Our offense is lacking. We need an offensive coordinator who's actually and LaFleur needs to coach, not do both because he can't handle it. And this is going to show right in the playoffs next week why we're one and done. But the only way we win is our defense plays all out of their minds. Our offense somehow comes together and starts catching everything. But I'm not holding my breath over it because I've this has been going all season for us. And just I don't
They
trust
give them
our
Sunday.
receivers enough to go in and go into Philly of all places and win. Would I like it? Yes, anybody would, but the chances of you going into Philly in a hostile environment for the playoffs and win is pretty tough.
And welcome in Will
What up,
Vogel.
Will?
On vacation.
Yes, I know you said you
Oh,
wouldn't
look
be
at
on
you.
this week but there isn't really a lot to talk
No, I'll
about
be
other
on
than.
this week.
Oh, you are going to be on this week? Okay. I
I'll
just
be
know
on this week.
Friday there ain't going to be a lot to talk about other than if we picked up anybody. Because now that Miami's out of the playoffs, do they cut Calais Campbell?
I think they should. You know what I'm really interested in? I saw this weird report. It's not line related, but it's Robert Hunt, who used to play for the Dolphins. It said, "Hey Tyreek, how about you come to Carolina?" I'm like, we already have a young core of receivers. We don't need a toxic receiver in Carolina.
A Packer,
Hill
Mike
said, I
Marsh, I
quit.
did. I actually did say that. The first game you lost by 10, the second game you lost by 2, but it took you 8 points to get within 2 in the fourth quarter, if I remember correctly. So
Mhm.
both times it took you 8 points
Mm-hmm.
in both games to get it down to where you lost by 12 points total.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong, am
No.
I, Kyle?
No,
Okay. So,
no,
because we got clowned because we had to have garbage time points to get within 7 at the Thanksgiving game last year. I remember all of this.
right.
8.6 yards attempt, 72% completion percentage. And yes, it is tough to win in
Mm-hmm.
Philly, but it's not going to be because of the weather because Green Bay's used to that. You can't use
It's
weather as
it's
an excuse.
it's the hostile environment that they're in.
Right. They get just as wild and rowdy as every other rabid fan base. The
Yep.
Packers fan base at home is usually loud and rowdy unless they're
Right.
losing. Correct?
Yeah. All the
And
time.
and the Eagles is just like that. The Chiefs are like that. The Seahawks are like that when they're a good team.
I can say this though. A lot of, I mean, between all of us, our fans are all pretty chill. You go into Philly and they might end up throwing shit at you
Yeah.
because they
No,
do that all the
seriously.
time. Their fans will throw whatever they have in their
Oh yeah.
hands. They got half a beer, they'll throw it at you going in the locker room. They don't care.
Yeah.
That's just how their fans are. So that's why I'm saying it's a different hostile environment than what we're used to. We go back and forth with arguments and in the crowds and stuff, but they ain't throwing shit at you.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
Yeah,
So So Moonscar, I'm on vacation. It's cold as heck in the Carolinas. I actually Friday night came down with a cold the last 3 days. And, oh, I've been popping Advil and medicine, so I'm finally better. But in the Carolinas, it's 40 degrees and raining, so I have to go back to that crap tomorrow.
right. But at the same time, I do want to make this announcement. With the Chiefs getting blowed the fuck out by the Denver Broncos, guess who is the number one seed, not just in the NFC, but the NFL?
Detroit,
The Lions.
I agree.
strength of schedule, I'm guessing.
Damn. But I'm going to be tabulating the scores. The winner will be announced. You live in what, South Carolina? Well, North
North
Carolina by Charlotte, right?
in
In Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Okay, so you're in Charlotte. J.I. is in Georgia. Where's Broski Bear living? Because he's asking where in the Carolinas. It's going to get cold real quick. We got a polar vortex coming in the next couple days. So everybody's going to be cold.
Charlotte's cold and
So
Yep.
rainy.
if you live from the southern part of Tennessee up into Canada, stay the fuck home. Stay warm. Bundle up. It's going to
It's
get
gonna be cold.
cold.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Even yesterday
It's a
was a
normal
high of
cold.
what 12 with the game and a wind chill of like -10.
Right. Henry J. I'm jealous, Henry. He lives there in Vegas. I got to go see him. 68 degrees.
You know what I loved about yesterday is the cool. I didn't know this. The whole history between Amik and Jay Jetta
Oh,
from
so
high
Broski lives
school
in
to the
Charlotte.
pros.
You guys should get together and talk off air. Will, and hang out sometime.
I don't hang out with Bears fans, but
Hey,
maybe
Oh man, that's a shot.
Oh.
that's a
I'm
shot
messing.
considering you had a worse record than they did.
True. Hey,
I
Bryce played. True. Hey,
I thought
Bryce.
basement dwellers are friends.
Yeah, they are. They get to know each other. Bryce
Uh,
played out of his mind yesterday.
Okay, let me get that.
Mm-hmm. Bryce did a hell of a job. Yes, Carolina in general, they
The
did
way to
really
end
good.
the year was so good for
That one?
Bryce. I'm
I'm looking to see if
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Yeah, more than likely it won't happen again. Do you know how hard it is to sweep an entire division? Oh,
oh,
there
it's
it is.
tough.
Kyle, if you don't
It's
play great, Philly will beat your ass into the ground and stuff a
dude.
curtain
You ain't
around
telling me something I don't already know.
it.
We got to play against the best running back in the league right now, and I'm not thrilled about it. Yep.
And he's got rest.
I'm sorry, but Barkley's a different animal.
Yeah, I get
When
it.
he's hurdling backwards and still making first downs, dude,
Yep.
he's just an
Yep.
athletic freak, man. And I gotta give it to him, man. He's the best rusher in the league this year, hands down.
So what happens when you benefit from a good
Right,
ass offensive
right.
line, which the Giants didn't have.
No, yeah, I agree. But for what he was doing even with the Giants, just shows how good he really is. He's just man. He's a he's expect like a great talent, and
He's
yeah,
this
a
generation,
generational talent that can do whatever
quarterback.
the team needs him to do. Them are hard to find. Them players are there's good running backs, but players like Barkley are hard to find.
Mm-hmm. And Henry did a hell of
I,
a
I
job
gotta
this
give
year
it to
too.
Henry too,
Yeah,
man. I don't know how he
Henry.
takes care of his body every year.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me wonder. Oh, I'm
So
taking Barkley. I'm taking
I
Barkley.
I got a little stat line from you from this game that talk to beef up this Legion of Whom defense that only has the Darius Smith and DJ Reader as their stars on the D line. One sack, 3 QB hits, 19 hurries, and 23 pressures. And most of it came from the left side of the offensive line.
Yeah.
Well, they showed a play. You know, they were showing how the defense was push, and you know who needs to really get the credit in this game too, not just AG, but the defensive line coach. Because what he did was, and they showed a real good play of it, where the defense was squeezing the offensive line toward
Right.
Darnold. And I mean, that was their job. Just squeeze him toward there. Just keep him in that pocket and squeeze the line on him. And they did that just like every play. And that's why Darnold was having a hard time throwing the ball. So give it to the defensive line coach too, because
Oh yeah.
he was masterful in that.
Terrell Williams was great. That looks like Will's having connection issues. Just got back in
Mm-hmm.
the chat, Will.
Okay, I've got one more thing to
Hey,
say before I go, because I've got to go meet my sister for lunch. One of my favorite parts of the game was when Hutch was so giddy. I think was Muhammad sacked him, and Hutch is like, "Let's go, that's my dude." But I've got to run. I'll talk to you guys
Anybody could
later.
have.
I'll be on Wednesday.
All right, there, Will. Have a good vacation.
Take
Rest
it
of your
easy.
vacation, man.
Yep. Talk to y'all soon. Have a good one.
Yo.
yep, no problem. Well, there is some bad news that came out of this game. It looks like 3 Viking female fans were harassed. It doesn't say that they were by Lions fans or Vikings fans, just that there might be a sexual harassment suit on 10 different people. Something that happened after
Damn.
the game. And
Wow.
one was pregnant. So my thoughts and prayers go out to those ladies as they're dealing with this, because no woman should have to deal with that just because they went out in public. I don't
Right.
care what fan base it was. I don't care if it was Lions fans. I don't care if it was Vikings fans. Until I see the report and know it fully, I'm not making an assumption or a judgment against anybody. But if you're one of those men that revolved in it, I hope they ship you to Korea for fucking punishment.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
No, but
woman. Could have been a
they're
woman.
saying male fans harassing women,
Oh, male fans. Okay.
and one of them being a pregnant woman. What the fuck, people?
Yeah. That's not cool. I don't get the whole fight thing at stadiums. I just don't.
Yeah, that's disgusting, and
It,
I don't care
it
what
makes
fan
it
base it
makes
is.
no sense. It makes no sense just because you're gonna go to a stadium, you're gonna get into a fight with somebody and kick his face in.
So
Makes no
all
sense
I
at
got to
all.
say, if it's Lions fans, it has to be that bad sect of Lions fans that we talked about that are stupid and retarded type shit.
Yeah.
And if
Idiotic.
it's
Yep.
Vikings
Mm-hmm.
fans doing that to their own, shame on you too. Jesus Christ.
Right.
But the reason why I said Korea for punishment, I want them to punish them like they do the pedos over there. Let the victim, let the victim, while they're handcuffed.
Yeah, people get drunk. That's still this.
It's no
Then
excuse.
you know if you can't
You
handle
should not
your
be there.
drinking, then you shouldn't be
No.
there. You shouldn't be drinking.
There's
Well,
a reason
it's
why
not
they
an
stopped
excuse.
selling beer at the
Sorry.
beginning, like towards
Third
the end of the
quarter.
third quarter at
Yeah.
every NFL stadium
Yeah.
and all the
Mhm.
colleges where they do it.
Yep.
save that fight crap. It wasn't a fight. That's the bad part, Moonscar. I guess from what I understand, they tried to molest and rape them. Disgusting. So Bill asks, so Kyle, if Green Bay loses in the first round, do you think Matt LaFleur should go?
No, I'm not going to say he should go, but I think we need to hire a offensive coordinator to help him out. I mean,
100% Henry Gray.
it's showing right now that we need an offensive coordinator because him play calling and running the offense isn't
I
helping.
don't know Gurdet, but I heard it. I didn't see who was doing it, but the people that were screaming for this during the time of the silence for the NO victims, that was uncalled for.
Although, you mean the one guy that was screaming, fuck the Vikings or some shit?
Whoever it is,
I heard somebody say
who
that.
sat
Yeah.
there and got drunk all day and walked in the game.
Oh no, he said the Vikings suck. That's what I heard.
Right.
You don't do that during a moment of silence.
No. Just like when they have a national anthem and nobody wants to take their hats off.
Yeah, the only people that do not have to take their hat off is military service members, but they have to be saluting their hat to the brim of their hat,
Right.
like they're supposed to. And that's
Right.
whether you're a vet or an active service member. That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
I do it at my age.
You'd be surprised how many people don't take their hats off during the national anthem.
I do it even though I served. I served fucking 30 years ago, practically. So guess what? I take mine off, and I do what I'm supposed to. I wear it across my chest, just like that.
Yep.
That's what you're supposed to do if you have a hat.
Right. Yeah, they even tell you at the games to do it. If they're gonna tell you to do that, there's something wrong.
Telling people, all they say is please stand for your national anthem. So everybody just stands up like
Lambeau still says please remove your hats and whatever else is on your head.
Most of them just say that what I just said. Please stand for your national anthem.
Right. Nah, we had a good flyover yesterday, man. That's one of my favorite parts about going. Them flyovers are awesome.
Oh yeah, the flyovers are awesome. The drone things that they've been doing lately, the fireworks companies that's been hired by the Lions team, it's been amazing what they've done. Now they take a simple looking head of a lion, and every time a team loses to us, they show their logo being eaten by the lion's head. Oh, Kyle had a connection issue there. He's back.
Oops, we lost Kyle.
There we go. You're back, sir. Kirby Joseph was not around last night. I'm pretty sure he didn't have any picks. No, but he had like 2 pass breakups, and he also had like 4 or 5 tackles. You there, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm letting my dog out, so I had to mute the thing. What'd you say?
Oh, somebody said Kirby Joseph was not around last night. He had like 4 tackles in the game, 2 solo, 2 assisted.
He was involved. He was involved.
But no, I never got the chance to serve in Germany, Kevin. I did that 2-year enlistment where you're supposed to stay stateside. That's what I do, JB. I've never been in the service, but my dad was for 15 years. He taught me, and I teach my kids, and had my hand or arm behind my back.
Right.
Yep. The mic for the broadcast must have picked up someone close to the mic because it was dead silent where I was sitting in the moment of silence. Yeah, because it depends on the camera.
No, that was extremely loud. It was dude was extremely loud. Who said that? Vikings suck. That day was because it sounded like it came like from like 24 or 25 rows up from where the camera was at. And I was like, I distinctly heard him say, "Vikings suck."
I laughed my ass off.
It was funny because I'm a Lions fan, but it wasn't really the right time to be saying that. But I mean, I guess he figured he had to get it out then because all them screaming fans would have probably drowned him out anyway. So
I actually think and I'm going to say this for the first time all season, the Bears got it right, picking Caleb Williams. Where they didn't get it right was every pick after that.
Right.
Because if you look, he's their first 3,000-yard passer as a rookie. He had way more touchdowns than interceptions. And
so did he break Kramer's record?
That didn't happen.
Damn.
But he does look at least 50% as good as the hype. No matter how much we want to shit on the Bears, they weren't losing because of him.
They're losing because of that offensive line, which in turn, I mean, everything has a repercussion. So if they would have kept Justin Fields and got an offensive lineman, a couple of offensive linemen in the draft, they would have been fine.
Did you see when he was speaking of Hutchinson, when he was on the sideline and they panned on him like right after the half while he was waiting for the team to get out? He was hopping. You could tell he was itching. He wanted to be on the field and hit somebody. That boy's almost ready to come back. And I don't mean he was just standing there bouncing on his feet. He was literally hopping up in the air.
Mm-hmm. Well, the way he was moving on that line when Muhammad got that sack, that shows you a lot of how Hutchinson had come back from his injury. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he came back for the conference championship.
And I think it's a very remote, slim possibility. It could be the divisional round, but I think the conference championship is almost a lot.
I don't think he's coming back.
That's almost a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Henry Gray. He was the only guy that was able to catch Cam Akers. Can you imagine if we got 23 pressures last night and 2 sacks, is it? Ended up with 2 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
Without Hutchinson in that lineup. Can you imagine what it's going to be like with Hutchinson and Z. Smith operating opposite each other in the playoffs? Kyle, you don't want to face that, do you?
And just think about it too. If everything goes the way that we proposed it to go with Calais Campbell, and you add him to the lineup, you got Calais Campbell, DJ Reader, you got the 2 OGs in the middle, you got the 2, you got the young guy on the right side with Aiden, and you got the OG on the other side with Smith. That's a and then you're gonna get your linebackers back.
When Z Smith comes off, you still got Calais Campbell. When Hutchinson comes out, you still got one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dangerous thing to face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Moonstar, 20 touchdowns and 6 picks are good rookie stats, and the Revlon King survived 68 sacks doing it. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, I can't say it. I can't fault Caleb. I mean, we talk a lot of stuff about Caleb, but Caleb did a very good job this year as a rookie, considering how his offensive line, let him get clobbered all kinds of times. So,
no, he's not. He's not bad. I still don't think he was the best quarterback in that draft class.
No, the best quarterback, I think it's Jaden Daniels.
You gotta give Bo Nix some slack too.
Bo Nix is right there with him.
Yeah, Bo Nix.
And I also,
Bo Nix.
I also don't mind Drake May. I think if he gets a few more pieces, he'll be good. He'll be just as good too.
Yeah, Drake May is good too.
The Patriots just need to build around him, build him some offensive line, give him a few weapons, and maybe another running back, and maybe a nice tight end, and build that defense up. And I think that they'll be all right. But they got to hire a new coach first.
Yeah, Chicago just needs to hire a whole front office.
Their roster ain't bad. They have some playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And they got a lot of money to spend this offseason.
So they got loads of money to spend this offseason. So
we don't have a lot, but we got enough to probably bring 1 or 2 guys in and sign most everybody else, depending on what we want to do. And we're probably sitting at $80-some million. But like I said, I'd be fine if they went and got one of the best corners in free agency. We got to do something.
And Drake May looked good, but he didn't play the entire season. I'm going to say that he looked admirable and he looks like a QB of the future. And if the rumors that they're talking about moving on from Drake May to trade Shedeur Sanders is true, they're fucking stupid.
No, that's not going to happen.
I know.
I don't, and that's why I don't think Tennessee is going to draft him either. I mean, Levis is a good quarterback. They just need somebody that's a good quarterback
am not
coach,
sleeping
and
on
that's I
Penix
think that's
either.
the
I
problem.
like what I saw out of Penix.
Yeah, Penix. Yep. His defense let him down in that game.
Yeah,
Oh,
he can whip. He can whip the ball, man. He got a nice arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like
He
watching
makes
all
good
these young
decisions,
kids
too.
coming to the pros and try airing out the ball. It's kind of nice to see, you know.
And Pensman,
What's up,
yes,
Pensman?
Lions destroyed the Vikings. You know, I did a little bit of my thing, but I didn't do my normal thing where I just go over the stats of the game. I just wanted to go over key ones. Yeah, I saw that. I'm gonna check those out in a minute. I can't load them this show, but they'll be on tonight's show. I'm gonna go live again at 9 p.m. And
Oh, you're doing a live one tonight?
yeah, it's not gonna go into the huddle. It'll go into the huddle Facebook page, but not the Roku.
Oh, good. Anytime you're live and I'm home, send me the link and I'll jump on.
Just usually when I'm doing my new stuff during the day, I like doing that alone. But this was a special time because it's
Right.
Back-to-back clinching of the NFC North. We swept the division for the first time in franchise history.
Right.
Even that year that we went, what was it, 12-1 or 11-2 back in '54 to set the franchise record mark. Then, when we went to the championship that year, we didn't sweep the division then.
Right.
We had a loss to. We lost to Green Bay and Chicago. That was our only two losses in the season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So say what you want.
Yep.
Chicago has always played people tough. Okay, Fred wants to be on that too. Cool. I'll have your videos loaded then, Fred. I don't like to load them during the show because they tend to fuck up. I think Patriots backup QB played well there. There's promise.
Yeah, Milton, yeah. Joe Milton. Yeah, that dude is. Yeah, he's fire.
Round the year before, right? The guy that backed up Hendon Hooker.
Yeah. That dude.
I got a question for you guys because this has kind of been in the back of my mind. Does Shanahan get fired?
I think he does. They look like dog shit versus Arizona.
The Cardinals blew him away.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. They couldn't play Purdy, so I think that might give them a wash on that game.
Right. Well, here's the other thing: is they're going to be cap strapped. Purdy is now able to sign an extension, and from what the last update I had of him is he's seeking the top money right now, which would be $60-some million a year.
And the 49ers
and the Niners
will not give it to them.
The Niners are losing Greenlaw. They're about to lose Hufanga. They might be in trouble. And if you're the Niners and you paid Brandon Ayuk and he didn't play all year, now what? And now you got Pascal that played really well.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I meant is Purcell.
Yep, but
and he went through a hell of a year being shot at and being hurt, and then coming back and playing well in the last 4 or 5 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really good game against.
And the Lions, you don't know the future of McCaffrey now. There's a lot of questions that we're gonna see unfold during the offseason with them.
No, San Francisco's got some draft clout now because they, what did they win 6 games?
6, 7 games.
Yeah. What do they do with their first round pick? Do they end up going to get a running back to replace McCaffrey? We don't. It's a huge question. I mean, he's got. I think
extended him. That's
right. Problem. Right, but he's got them things in his leg.
Yeah, he's got a condition that causes ligament tightness in his Achilles specifically.
Right.
It's some sort of acute
tendonitis.
Right. Done.
And they paid him a shit ton of money.
And it's fully guaranteed. So guess what happened? That guaranteed money, as soon as he decides he retires, it's paid in full.
I'll tell you this
Mm-hmm.
from that last comment. If you think Purdy's getting $40 million a year, Love got that, and Purdy's about to get way more than
No,
that.
no. Love got 53.
Well, right, but Love got paid of that. A lot of
No,
that first.
sorry.
Oh, oh,
You got to average per year. It broke down to 55 per year for Love.
right,
Love. It was
but
53 for him.
the way Goody worked,
He's
the
saying
way
it'll average at 40 per year, not 40
right,
per year right up front. So it'll
right,
be a lot like what you're talking about, where it's
right,
at 40 per year, but he's only going to make like 25, which
right,
compared to the 1 million he made on his rookie contract, he better be thankful he's getting that with a shitty
right.
season.
But the way Goody made Love's contract, it doesn't look so bad now because we gave a lot of the big of that chunk right when he signed the contract. So next year he'll be making like $32 million. That's what Lawrence makes now. You know, that's
I know.
it's the
I know.
it's the market of the quarterbacks. So as these players get new contracts, they're going to go way more. They're going to get way more.
Right, but we're getting smarter guys on the financial side, even though
Right,
the average per year is this 40, 50, and 60 million. They work
right,
it to either backload the contract or give
right.
them a
They
shitload of
shuffle it around.
signing bonus. That way it makes it look like the cap doesn't exist, but it does because their cap hit is low enough they can keep them on the team.
Right. I
And if
just
and I've said this and I'll repeat it again. Goff's contract 100% looks like a 2-year Super Bowl win or bust contract because they lowered his cap hit from 32 to 27 this year. You can't tell me he wasn't worth 27 million.
right,
And his next year he only makes 32 million.
right,
But it's that year 3 one, which is Hooker's last year of his rookie contract. It balloons to a $69 million fully guaranteed contract that year. And it actually costs less to cut him than it does to keep him. So
right,
if we do not win
Mm-hmm.
the Super Bowl, I think there's a good chance they either restructure him or he'll be gone at that third year. Because if it saves money to get rid of him, even though you're giving him 60 plus million, it's better than paying him 69 to back up somebody.
right,
Get that 5 million, get a different player for backup, right?
right,
I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be a Goff hater right now. I'm
right,
speaking in a factual business sense of the NFL.
right. At the end of the day, it's a business.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And if we win the Super Bowl, they're probably going to restructure that contract this year. I'm going to say that right now.
Mm-hmm.
We win the Super Bowl, Goff will be here till he retires. Do
Right.
you disagree with that, Kyle?
Not at all.
It,
Not
it,
at all.
is that not the smart way a fan should look at it?
That's how I would want to look at it.
And
I was upset that we didn't sign Love a little longer.
didn't you get him for 5 years?
Yes.
That's actually not bad.
Well,
Considering he's already
he got his 4-year extension on top of 1 year, but
right.
now that's gone, so he's got 4 years left on his deal.
The stupid thing you guys did was when you didn't accept his 5th-year option to keep his cap hit low that one more year.
Right, but
which forced your hand to do this, with it being
his
year
his
3 going
agent
into year 4.
his agent helped him out big time. You know, his agent's the same agent that Deshaun Watson has, so that ain't gonna help benefit us at all. So when I found out that, I'm like, yeah, there's no way that this dude's gonna take less money to stay here just because I know who his agent is. Yeah,
Isn't it
the
Rosenbauer?
guy the same agent Deshaun Watson has, and he's been robbing teams for years.
And Saquon and Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a couple
Yeah.
players on our team too.
But at the
so
same time, he knows how our team's contract works. He knows his guys are going to get their money. It's just going to be spread out.
Right.
Doug Peterson was fired from Jacksonville.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that early this morning.
Art Rooney making
You,
Steeler fans that want Tomlin fired sad last night, saying, "We love Mike Tomlin. He's going nowhere."
Oh, Sam Darnold's out of Minnesota. They're
But
not paying him.
if they'd have won the 1 seed, I see them paying him 100%. Not winning the 1 seed last night in that showing where he looked like he folded in the Sam Darnold
They're
of
not
old,
paying him.
I don't think they pay him.
Nope.
I'm going to tell you something about that whole situation, in my opinion. I don't think Sam Darnold played bad. I think the defense came to play, and any quarterback's going to get flustered like that. You keep pressuring him like that, he's going to get flustered. He's not Tom Brady. Nobody said he was Tom Brady. Nobody said he was, Patrick Mahomes. He's not any of those top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the league. You got to understand that. And I think if Minnesota beats the Rams and then plays the Lions and has a good showing against the Lions, because they ain't beating the Lions, they're just not. It's not going to happen. I wouldn't put it past him to try to sign him again. I don't know.
Well,
there's been nothing concrete. That's a rumor there, Pensman, but I don't think Art Rooney will deal him. I think he'll tell people to go suck an egg. Because you guys damn near won the division this year. You were, 4 plays away from winning the division in 3 different games? Because you only got blowed out in 3 of your losses or 4?
I think 3.
Yeah, 3 of their losses were blowouts. The rest of them were 1-score games, right?
Right.
You guys have a good team. You guys just ran into that buzzsaw where your short window of a month compacted into 11 days straight.
The Vikings offseason might be interesting.
I mean, that was the crazy thing. You had a Sunday night game, then a Thursday night game, and then came back and had a Saturday game on Christmas. That was a bad run for you guys. That's 3 games in 11 days, and that's too much for any team.
Right.
You got to get that Pickens situation straightened out, though. I don't know what it is with Pittsburgh. They just like getting them damn diva receivers. I just don't understand it. And Tomlin just keeps putting up with that shit. I don't understand that concept either. He needs to start putting his foot down on people. Now, you want to keep your job, Tomlin? Get that receiver locker room good. That's what you need to do.
What did Pickens do? Did he do something yesterday?
He's always flipping out every game. His attitude is bad. He throws temper tantrums
he's a lot
on the
like
line. He tries to fight. He started a fight with the fan.
Yeah, he's like Antonio Brown.
In Baltimore.
That's the one. That's the one thing I'm thankful Green Bay does not do. We do not go and draft head cases for whatever reason. We stay far away from them.
Well, with the exception of the one guy that pipes up and talks shit that he's going to shut everybody down and then not play.
Oh, Jair, yeah, but
I got to give you a little shit on that one, brother.
I know people Packer fans want him gone. Rick Mott said he wanted to kill him, but people thought he was faking all these injuries. Man, he went in to have surgery New Year's Eve night. You think that he's going to do that all of a sudden randomly? No, there's something wrong. If you're going to do that on New Year's Eve night and go submit in the hospital for a surgery, there's something wrong. I mean, and it's something big because you're not just gonna wait all season and then still practice you're not missing practice and not doing nothing. He's still practicing and stuff. He just cannot go.
It's coaching news stuff, so I'm getting stuff sent to me left and right.
Right.
Jets have requested a head coaching interview with Brian Flores. Jets have also requested an interview with Josh McCown for head coach.
I saw that coming.
Also, the Bears have requested an interview with Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka for head coach. I'm sorry.
If the Bears do that, I'm sorry. They're just giving me more shit to laugh at this point. They have a shot at getting Mike McCarthy. They got to do something.
I don't even know if that's a good deal. Mike McCarthy's ass.
Is he though, or is it the Cowboys with Dak Prescott?
Come on now, he's ass. You know who made him was
I
Aaron
don't think
Rodgers.
McCarthy's ass, but I don't think he had help any. He didn't have help in Dallas.
John Gruden went live at 1:30 in the morning. He goes, Jameer Gibbs gets smashed by Alex Van Ginkel, goes out of the game, comes back, has 190 total yards and 4 touchdowns. He's got me feeling really nicey. Woo!
Right.
Was that a pretty good impression of how he does that?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to even get the
I'll
scowl in my
tell you
face.
what though, that Van Ginkel's nice.
I
He's
do not.
nice.
Yeah, he is.
I think
Minnesota's got a
Mhm.
nice
they
core
do. They
linebackers.
do. They got a
Period.
real good defense. They've got a. They're missing only 2 pieces on the O line, and you don't know what you're going to get out of JJ McCarthy. And as a Michigan fan, I've said this.
That's just it, Jerry Jones.
Oh yeah, but as a Michigan fan, I said this, warning Viking fans. If JJ was that great of a quarterback, how come we had 300 yards rushing and 100 yards passing per game in all those wins to finish the season, to win the national championship? They hid him for a reason, because he started out the year against the Cupcakes having a 78% completion percentage, 20 touchdowns and 1 pick. And then all of a sudden he went through a stretch of 5 games where he had less than a 50% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns and 8 picks. You can't be Jekyll and Hyde. And
Right.
we got lucky. Our defense was so dominant. We still won games in that stretch. And that's what it was. Our run game was that good, and the defense stopped people. So JJ needed to work on decision making. He needed to work on mechanics, because every now and then he has this tendency to just throw his arm haphazardly.
Oh, speaking of which, Blake
Yeah, he
Corum is
broke
out
his
for the year
forearm.
too. He
Really?
Yep.
broke his
Oh
forearm.
man, I
Yeah,
like
he's
him.
out for the year.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like Blake Corum too. He actually
I
proved a lot
like
of stuff
him,
to
and
me
I like
this year.
that Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen kind of didn't prove anything to me. He had flashes here and there, but he disappeared a lot, and he got hurt.
Well, with the Jets,
Yeah,
you
I
have
know it's the Jets. The
you
same
have
reason
you have the
why
Jets, and you're sitting behind Brees Hall.
it's both Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. The problem is that Jerry Jones, after that loss, he came out and said, "Well, I'll tell you what." Because they asked about the extension, he goes, "The hay's in the barn, but it ain't in the loft. I don't know right now," which means he hasn't fully put the hay away. He's not backing up the Brinks truck to keep
Right.
McCarthy. He might be letting McCarthy go. I
I
think
think
he's
McCarthy
seriously
knows
thinking
he's
about it.
gone
Right. And
because after the game he gave everybody on the entire team, all the coaching staff, hugs, everything, and the way it was expressed, I think he's done in Dallas.
and McCarthy the last couple of weeks have kind of dogged Jerry Jones in the pressers.
Right.
You know, oh, I
Somebody
know.
needs to.
But yeah, Blake Corum did break his forearm. He's out the rest of the season. It is confirmed. I just saw Christian Watson is a torn ACL. He's required to have
Oh
surgery. So you're not going to have him next year either, which means
no.
he's basically gone.
Right.
Christian Watson,
Who's that?
Yeah.
he's going to miss
Christian
his
Watson. Yeah,
entire
he's
4th
gone.
year.
There's 2 players right there you need to get rid of. Christian Watson, because he's too injury prone, and Jaheir he's
Well,
too injury prone.
we got too much.
All the
We can't just let Jair go because we have so much money tied up into him. It's gonna be like $31 million cap hit if we just let him go. So we either suck up his contract and let him play next year when he gets healthy, or we release him and take that massive cap hit. And I don't think we can do that.
Right. I don't think
'Cause
you're going to.
nobody's gonna. Maybe somebody will want him, but we're not gonna get what we're supposed to get out of him because of his injury.
I think McCarthy should be an
Mhm.
offensive coordinator somewhere with an offensive minded coach that is progressive. And the reason why I say that is McCarthy's play calling gets stagnant and stale, and he runs the same plays and the same formations and doesn't
It's
really change anything.
no.
Whereas if he goes to somebody that's an offensive, progressive coach that has a progressive scheme, those antiquated plays work as a change of pace. Do you see what I'm saying there?
Right.
But I don't think he'll get another head coaching job. Not right away. No more than I think Robert Salah is going to get a coaching job, which everybody says, oh man, he's going to have everybody knocking on his door this year as soon as the season's over. I haven't seen one report saying Salah is being asked to interview for a head coaching job. But I guarantee you, as soon as the head coaches are hired, he will get called about a defensive
He'll be
coordinator
a
job.
DC.
And the team that should have hired him
Damn
right away
skimpy.
was the one that let him walk to New York. So how much better would that defense have been at week 7 or 8 when he was fired if they'd have had Robert Salah running that defense with that talent there?
Right.
Because Kyle Shanahan fired Steve Wilks when it was his quarterback that threw a pick six is the reason why they lost to the fucking Chiefs.
Right. It's gonna be an interesting offseason.
Yeah, a lot of teams got to make some decisions. I think Cleveland and San Francisco are two teams that have a lot of decision making to
Yep.
do.
Every team's gonna have to make some decisions here.
Well, what's funny is that
Yeah, I mean, but those are probably the two most
Right.
important teams, really. That Cleveland because they're absolute, waste of money
Right.
on Deshaun. They got to
isn't it
fix
weird
that
the
problem.
Browns fired their OC and the Bengals fired their DC. Neither
Yep.
one of them fired their coaches.
And they fired out they also fired their offensive line coach to Cleveland, and I would have fired his ass too, because that offensive line was getting
Right.
everybody killed.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be a good
Right.
offensive line.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what. Even with the Jets, man, Garrett Wilson wants out. Now I'm hearing Sauce Gardner wants out. What do you do? You don't have Rodgers anymore. You don't have. They're starting all over again.
Well, technically, they still have Rodgers till he's
Oh.
let go. He's under contract. I'm not saying they're not going to let him go, but there's a
Right.
chance they don't because of the cap hit.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Which means
But
if
then they got to
don't-
But then they got to re-sign Adams.
right. Not really. Yeah, here's what they can do. Because if you don't get rid of Rodgers, but yet you still draft a QB early, and you decide you don't want Rodgers, it saves you money after June 1st to trade him away to get picks for the following year to rebuild the team.
Right.
And that would be the smart way to do it if that's what you're going to do. But I don't trust any of the QBs in this draft.
No.
I think the best one.
Rex
I
Ryan
think,
had me
the
rolling.
best one is Dylan Gabriel, and that's the kid from Oregon.
Right.
Rex Ryan had me rolling about the Jets. He said, if I take that head coaching job, there ain't going to be no country club lounging. And he was referring that to Rodgers. Like, you're going to be here in the practice facility. You're not going to be out there doing your little stupid dart thing. You're going to bring your ass to work, buddy.
Anybody here take Tariq Hill? As long as you don't have to give draft capital for him, 100%. Do we need him on the Lions? Probably not, but I bet you Green Bay would take him in a heartbeat.
I don't know if they want that.
That's my thing. I don't want him. I don't want him. He's too much of a head case.
But at the same time, he's a head case that backs it up on the field way more than Christian Watson does, and you're getting that style of player, that deep threat. That's what I was getting at. Because
Yeah,
your
but
game without Christian Watson,
JB, that also comes with a money bag.
I understand it does. I'm just saying, I think he fits your team better than the Lions.
Right.
Because we already have that. We have that style player.
I could definitely see that.
But we have that style player already in Jameson Williams. The only thing he's had is stupidity problems, not injury problems. He was injured in college, ain't been injured yet.
Right.
but at the same time, yeah,
I was going to say that, Henry. That was a good point. Chicago could take Tyreek. That would be odd. I mean, he's going to be with a rookie
a second year.
quarterback second year. Once he gets an offensive line, he'll be fine. Because I just Chicago's going to be a threat next year
Yeah,
if they
that's
get
the
an
thing. If
offensive line.
they don't fix the O line, they're going to be just like this year.
Yeah.
Yes, Tariq
Yep.
got a Super Bowl ring their first time
No.
with the Chiefs. The first ring with the Chiefs, Tariq was on the team.
It sounds like he wants to go back to the Chiefs too. Stupid.
He should have never left in the first place.
Try to get off.
He asked for
Right.
more money than they
Dummy.
had available because they still had to extend Chris, Travis, and Pat Mahomes.
Right.
When you're asking for
Mhm.
when you're a piece in the cog, and I'm sorry, a speed receiver is a piece in the cog. I can care less how big you are. When you're a piece in the cog, you can't ask for 40% of the cog. And at that
Mhm.
time, that's what that contract was.
Got it.
So now that it's looking like we're going to have almost $300 million in salary cap for each team next year. All these $55, $53 million contracts don't look so fucking big because now they fall into that 13 to 18% of the cap hit like it's supposed to look.
Right.
You got to look at it from the business side, guys.
Right.
I mean, and the business side says, well, if the cap goes up, then the wages are going to go up. The only thing that doesn't work with is when you're talking
Right.
about the difference between CEOs and regular workers.
Right.
And somebody asked me what I meant by that. I said, well, let's put it this way. In 1988, your average CEO made less than $100,000 a year. Now they make millions just in salary. No, they make millions in salary, billions with investment. But their actual salaries are in the millions. Guess
Right.
what? None of us are making $100,000 a year yet. So they've had 1,000 times increase,
They
and
don't
we've
know.
had 2%. They're giving us 2% milk, and they're
rich
drinking
keep getting
straight
richer.
heavy cream.
Yep, that's not something that's never going to change in this country.
Yep.
The rich keep getting richer, and the poor keep getting
It's been
poor.
this way forever, and it'll continue.
Yep, it's going to continue unless somebody goes and
Right.
stops the shit.
That being said, it's been a great time talking with you, gentlemen. I've had
Yep.
the pleasure.
You
Hey,
as well.
Skrilla, tell everybody about your podcast.
So it's one ass cheek and three toes. Usually comes on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. before game day. We talk about the Lions mostly, obviously, and we throw a little bit of NFL stuff in there. I'm thinking we're going to do one this Sunday. I'm not sure yet about the playoffs in general. So stay tuned for that. But you can catch them on my YouTube for right now because I don't have enough viewers on our YouTube. Lord, I hate YouTube. But yeah, so just catch us 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, Kyle, and I know you are a Super Packer fan. I know you go to as many home games as you can, and occasionally, if you can, you go to an away game, right?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, I went to 8 games this year.
Awesome.
I'm my dad's a season ticket holder, and I've been on the list since '93 till I get my own. But we've always that my family has had tickets since my grandpa sat in my seats at the Ice Bowl, and they've been in my name ever since. So they're just passing them down the family line. But my grandpa actually got
That's
to
cool.
climb the field goal post at the Ice Bowl. So he always tells me, he goes, "You may enjoy Lambeau now, but you'll never climb the field goal post like I got to."
Oh, that hurts, don't it?
A
little bit. A little bit.
It's
It's a
cool,
sting.
but every time I'm there, I think of him just kind of my grandpa just climbing this thing.
I was gonna say. I mean, that's
Yeah,
got to
you
be a
just look
visual
up
for
and
you. You
just
see your
imagine.
grandpa
I
today,
just
and you say,
imagine him.
"You
Yeah,
climbed up on a damn
yep,
field goal post with the
Climbed up there and
yeah,
grabbed the flag.
yep. So I've my when I was born, my family put my name down for my own tickets, and I'm 10,000 away from my own. But we
Jesus.
have my dad has 4 in the end zone in row 4, so we're right on the field anyway. That I'm at every home game with, and he's getting older now, so he don't go to as many games. So I take a bunch of people with me. So if you guys ever come down for a game, I'll take you to a Lions Packer game, and
Awesome.
you'll sit in my seats, and
Cool.
you'll get to see what it's like to be on the field, damn near.
All right. Well, I want to end this show the
That's
same way
nice.
I always do. First off, whatever platform you're on, make sure you throw a thumbs up. It helps everybody. And yes, I am on Ken the Bear Fan's Twitter. I'm on Rob Haspel's Twitter, Vikings Rob. So make sure you hit the like button. Oh my God. Prayers up to Maurice Alexander, his 13-year-old nephew killed tragically in a shooting in Florida.
Man.
That's messed up.
But now
What the hell's
I'm going to
going
end it
on,
the way I
man?
always do. Thank you, fans, for making me have 550 subscribers, making me one of the more watched, smaller UDFAs of Lions podcasting, as Main Event Mike and Russell Wayne call it. But at the same time, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love
Hell
to
yeah.
everybody. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, B.